Hello, welcome to Paint by Blunders. Today we're looking at the Black Templars and more specifically the Execrator. Now in this tutorial I wanted to do obviously the black armour, but I wanted to make it a little bit more interesting by delving into sort of the world of the makeup egg. Now you may have seen them everywhere, these little sponge technique things. It's a great alternative and gives a very similar effect to sort of using an airbrush, but if you don't want to, have a little airbrush rig set up. So we're going to look at that and how we can use it and sort of the finish it sort of gives us. Now, enough of me waffling, let's get to the video. First up, we are going to start tackling the armour, which is sort of the main part of this model. Now to do this, I'm going to use Dark Reaper by GW, also Grey Seer by GW, and Vallejo's German Grey. Now I'm going to be using this with a small makeup sponge egg. You may have seen these. They're really handy for doing sort of an in-betweeny airbrushy, dry brush sort of technique. They're a lot of fun and it's really easy to use. All you need to do is sort of dampen your egg, add the paint, and then just sort of dab it over like you would sort of a stippling motion, but you can also use them like a dry brush and sort of drag them over the highest edges. Now, one thing I always say to people, these are super cheap, super affordable. Don't be afraid to just cut a little bit of that egg off and use, in between some tweezers to get to those tighter reach spaces if you want. Now, all we're going to do is just increase the Dark Reaper and then increase the Grey Seer to add a lighter gradient every time and just build that up to your taste. Now, as I say, these are really cheap and affordable. I've put a link in the description which takes you to Amazon. I think you get them for about £1 an egg. I think you can get them slightly cheaper, but yeah, super good, super handy, well worth checking out. Now, after that, we're going to move on to the red sections. I'm going to be using Games Workshop's Mephiston Red, but this sort of red detail, you can use any red you like. There's so many good ones out there now, but I've just chosen Mephiston Red, good coverage, I know what I'm getting. And I'm just applying this 2 thin coats just to give myself a nice solid base. Next up, a nice easy win, Mournfang Brown over the belt. Moving on to metallics now. Now, this is a new paint for me. This is the Kaleido Colours stainless steel. Normally an airbrush paint, but much like the Vallejo metal colour range, you can use this on your miniatures. And this paint is my absolute new favourite silver. I'm obsessed with it. It's so good, so bright, and goes on fantastic. Highly recommend you check it out. I'll put a link in the description as well. Honestly, blew me away. For our gold sections, we're going to be using Scale 75's Necro Gold. Again, a couple of thin coats. I'm obsessed with this gold ever since I saw it used on a Cold Paints video. Absolutely stunning coverage, and I love the tone for that sort of slightly antique-y gold. We're going to start moving into our bone sections now, and I'm going to be using Warpaint Fanatics Great Hall Grey mixed with Games Workshop's Wraithbone. You could just use Wraithbone or you could just use Great Hall Grey. I essentially just wanted to brighten it up slightly, but without going just into Wraithbone, so I've got an option to layer it later. One bit of advice I'd give you if you're doing whites, creams, very light greys, don't be afraid to go for that extra coat or 2. So, everyone says 2 thin coats. If you want to do 3 thin coats or even 4, that was just going to give you a smoother finish, because the opacity on these lighter colours isn't that great normally, especially when you're going over a darker base. And we're just doing the helmet, sort of the rib cage on the armour, the bone on the shin, and the sort of parchment for the purity seals and sort of decorative bits like that. And it was at this point that I decided to do the gun in red and the sort of mace in the normal gold. Originally I was going to do it bronze and I was going to do the pistol in white, but I wanted to simplify the scheme. I wanted a few good standout colours. I wanted to do my black armour, my gold, my red, and then the cream is sort of like that neutral tone to bring it all together. As always, if you're enjoying the content and you haven't subscribed to the channel already, please do, and comment, share and like and all those lovely things, because it really helps the channel grow and it helps me know what you like to see, and I can start putting out more of these videos in the future. Thank you very much. So very shortly we're going to get onto washing the armour to make it a bit more black than this sort of bluey grey. But this is a great time to come in and define some of the edges using that Dark Reaper and Grey Seer sort of mix. And you can take this as far as you like, but I've only done it ever so slightly. And also I noticed there are so many of these little rivets and bolts on the armour. I touch those in silver instead of leaving them that sort of Dark Reaper. So our wash for the armour. I'm going to be using Contrast Black Legion and Contrast Ratling Grime. I'm also going to be using a thinning medium with it as well. Equal parts of each, and that is going to be my sort of uniform wash. Anyone watches this channel, I love a uniform wash where I can, and what I mean by that is just trying to cut down on time by having a wash or tone that sort of brings everything together. So in this case, this wash that I'm doing now is going to hopefully darken the armour to make it read more like black. I'm also going to be using it on the red sections and any of the metallics as well. The beautiful thing about a slightly thinned down wash, again, something I always harp on about, if it's not strong enough, just apply a second coat. Because the last thing I want to do is apply something super dark and it completely wash it out. One tiny additional step, I used Reikland Fleshshade over the gold sections. Something I've always done with golds. I'm a huge fan of the classic Retributor armour. Reikland Fleshshade over the top with a little Liberator gold. Love it. In this case, I'm not doing it because I'm absolutely digging Necro gold currently. And I'm also going to put a dab of it over the Purity Seals parchment as well. And with that done, we're going to come back to the armour. And we're going to be using Grey Seer with a tiny bit of the German Grey, just to darken it down slightly. You could use Administratum Grey if you prefer. And all we're doing is just picking out a few edge highlights. Not all of them, we're not going heavy metal sort of style on this, but just a few to help define some of those edges and help that model, you know, read more at a distance. With the chapter markings on the shoulder, I'm going to be using Grey Seer and just applying multiple thin coats until I get a nice solid coverage. Again, we're just trying to be careful, but it's not the end of the world. We can go back and touch up the armour if needed. I then came in with just a little bit of Wraithbone and just picked out some of the highest, sharpest edges on the bone areas. I'm not going full solid layering. That's not the effect I want. I want it to sort of look sketched on. So I'm coming in to do like an edge highlight on the red now. Nothing too intense, just the highest points and sharpest edges. I'm using Mephiston Red, and I'm also adding a little bit of Ionic Smart Colors Red. I've not used these paints before, so I just wanted to give them a little soft intro to see how they perform. So far so good, but we shall see in a few videos time when I get a few more out and have a real go at them. Not an important colour to use. You could use Evil Sun Scarlet. Just a Brucey bonus for the helmet. I'm using Wraithbone and then adding a little bit more white, and then finally just a sharp edge highlight of white just to make that dome stand out a bit more. So when it comes to highlighting the gold, I'm going to be using Pro Acrylics Light Bronze. You might be saying, why using bronze over gold? I think it just works, and it's such a handy colour for one, doing bronze, and two, acting as a highlight for certain golds. Highly recommend checking out Pro Acrylics metallic range. The bronze and light bronze are a personal favourite of mine. So let's tackle some of the small details that make a big difference. The chapter markers on the shoulder, soul blight grey shade over the top of Grey Seer, and then just an edge highlight of pure white. And for the eyes, I'm going to come in with striking scorpion green over a white base. And then put a white dot in the corner, simple, really effective lenses. Excuse these out of focus. I brought it too close to the camera when I was doing it. So I'm calling this guy pretty much done. I'm going to put some texture paint down. It's not going to be the colour of the base, but I use it as a base because I'm lazy and I can't be bothered to use sand and PVA. I always just used texture paste. So I'm using dusty sand. I'm going to go for a Mars thing, but this is how I'm going to start. Oh, I realised I didn't highlight the belt at all. So I've just added a little bit of Wraithbone to that Mournfang Brown and just did a few edge highlights just to help define it. Oh, gutted I didn't do that because I think the belt looks so cool on this model. So this is him really ready to base. So keeping it nice and simple, I've just painted the base red and then I'm going to pick out the skull. The reason I did that is because I wanted that red undertone to it to look like it had been in the, the Mars desert wasteland. And it's just been, all the dust has been blowing over the skull and you can sort of just see it coming out of it. Now I'm going to use pigment powders on this, but a few steps you can do before, but they're really not that important. It's a little bit of dry brushing on the rock. And all I'm doing is adding Evil Sun Scarlet or a lighter red as a dry brush, and you can add a tiny amount of orange to it, like Fire Dragon Breath or whatever it's called, but again, it's not important. And then I'm adding Reikland Fleshshade over the entire base just to sort of dark down those corners, but the real sort of magic is pigment powders. Now, if I'm doing anything Marsy, I like using rust pigment powders to give it that sort of orangey tone. I know Mars is the red planet, but I just really like those orangey tones on the base. Also, I'm not airbrushing anything here. I'm just blowing cold air on it just to help set the pigment fixer. Now I'm coming in with that light rust. This is sort of the main colour. And I'm making sure that I go over his little booties at the bottom because I love the look of where he's running through. Nice dynamic pose and just kicking up a bit of dust as he goes. And that is pretty much him done. My first Black Templar completed. Super happy with him. And now I just need to rim the base. I'm going to be using AK Interactive's Play Marker Pen. As always, thank you so much for checking out this video. Do please consider subscribing, liking, sharing, all those lovely things. Let us know in the comments below what you'd like to see me tackle, whether it be a tutorial or hobby tip or anything like that, and I'll try and get it done. Thank you very much again, and hopefully I'll see you on the next one. Thank you very much for checking out this painting tutorial, and as always, hopefully I'll see you on the next one.